want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
You're busy. You expect to say no sometimes. But what you didn't expect was a chance to say yes to a college degree while keeping your life. Indiana Tech is now offering Chicago area students undergraduate and graduate degree opportunities taught online by experienced faculty who care. Learn more at one of the new Indiana Tech enrollment centers in Naperville or Wilmette.
I can turn this in early? Sure, whenever you're ready.
Embrace the unexpected at Indiana Tech.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that there aren't very many energy programs out there. When I researched all of the various programs recently, there are really only 2 or 3 accredited engineering programs.
I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada originally. I came out here to Indiana Tech to actually go for the energy engineering program because of its uniqueness and its ability to get hands-on with the materials I'm going to be using in the future.
Well, a few of the things I think that sets Indiana Tech apart is, number one, you have very small classes. You have very close relationships with your professors. When you have a class of 10 people, it's much easier to get to know the professor and get in contact with him than if you have a class of 30, 40, or 50. You're going to have the same professors for the majority of your classes. You're going to have the same classmates for the majority of your classes.
The more practical applications come in all the subsequent energy engineering classes. He transfers in a class that right after they're leaving the classroom, and the board is filled with calculus. So in order to understand a lot of these topics, they're going to need to understand the calculus there. Calculus is the study of the rate of change, how fast things change. And depending upon whether it's energy engineering, industrial engineering, or whatever, they're going to need to use that and apply that.
Professor Romary, he stands out to me the most right now because when I first got here, I had to take calculus, Calc 1, Calc 2. And he's one of the professors that teaches it. And he was a very kind and helpful guy, and he did whatever he could to help us out. He was very funny, always had a way of creatively teaching calculus to us that not a whole lot of people can do. And I think that and how he did it is going to be something that's going to stick for me for a very long time.
The field work that Indiana Tech can provide here is, for example, we have a 10 kilowatt windmill that the students can work with. We have a geothermal system for a couple of the buildings for Utangsu and for Zollner that uses geothermal principles to heat and cool the buildings in the summer and the winter.
The PV array system, training system that we have down here in the basement allows us to wire up the panels we have down in the basement to set it up as a off-the-grid system or a battery bank system, which helps us because we can see every component of the system actually intertwining and how they work together, which is something that may not be easily visible when you're on the job site in a career. So definitely my internship at Super Value Incorporated was a very, very beneficial program for me to be in. It was more based on the process and logistical side of engineering of my degree, not necessarily the design aspect. It helped me really learn how the most efficient way to do a task and some of the boundaries that come with trying to make things more efficient.
One of the things that we've been very fortunate here at Indiana Tech is that we've had a grant through AEP to help subsidize our students in taking some of the various trips in spring break. Over the last 4 years, I have taken, along with a couple of other chaperones, I've taken almost a couple of dozen students to a trip to Germany and Switzerland that focused on renewable energy. We've gone to Iceland last year, focusing on geothermal energy, and we just recently returned from a trip to Costa Rica.
Just last year, I went to Iceland with a couple of our peers, not even just energy engineers, but a couple of other engineering majors went along with us. And for me, that was the highlight of my college time. I mean, we learned a lot about like geothermal systems and how they converted to a country of basically like ran just by geothermal. But it wasn't just learning about that, it was also learning about their culture as well, you know, and the past and the history and where they plan to go in their future. And all those things combined, I think really kind of defines my experience here in Indiana Tech.
You can be the smartest engineer in the world, but if you cannot talk to or work with other engineers and non-engineers, it's very hard to get anything done. I try to teach my students that while you may not like writing, it's going to be a part of the job. You have to communicate. If you're doing experiments or testing hardware in the lab, you need to write it up so that other people know what you did, and the customer may want to know what are the results of that test.
Something I would remember most about the faculty would be just the one-on-one aspect of it and how open they are to hearing your problems and concerns and willing to assist you. Indiana Tech, with the class sizes being so small, you really get that one-on-one talking, everyday type relationship with your advisors and your professors. And having that is key to success, I feel, because being able to communicate with them and actually get your problems and questions across is going to help clarify things for you while you're in classes in school, which is going to set you up for success.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes. You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Survive and advance. That is the mantra for all 8 teams in the WHAC, as hopes of a national tournament berth are going to be either realized or taken away over the next couple of days. We welcome you to the 2025 WHAC Women's Volleyball Quarterfinals, and this one here on the campus of Indiana Tech, as tonight the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils take on your Indiana Tech Warriors. And a pleasant good evening to you, Joe Northern. Delighted to have you with us. And it just feels like the old saying, meet the old boss, same as the new boss. This is not a rerun of what you were watching on Saturday for Senior Day. In fact, it feels merely the opposite as it stands right now. Yes, Indiana Tech is taking on Lawrence Tech once again. Yes, it did have to go the distance in 3 sets, but the Warriors were able to finish it off in 3 sets. But no matter who you face off against, it is sometimes very, very difficult to beat a team 3 different times. And the Warriors looking to do exactly just that here this evening. And again, taking a look at both sides, tail of the tape, Tech comes into this one at 22-10 on the season. And some notes from the win on Saturday against Lawrence Tech. IT winning that attack 43-34 in terms of kills. 17-15 errors advantage of the Blue Devils. Attempts 131. The Blue Devils 104. But the big story in big numbers comes to 2 players of the week, one of which in Lawrence Snyder, again leading the way with 14 kills and 1 block, continuing to lead the way in kills this season for IT, coming in at 355 on the board. Also to Emmeline Wood, your WHAC setter of the week, or defender of the week, we should say. Getting now a big, again, leading the way in digs at 343 digs on the season thus far. Meanwhile, for the Blue Devils, again, they come in on a little bit of not necessarily a losing skid by a stretch of the imagination, but have had a tough go of it. They've lost 4 out of their last 5, and 1 win being last Friday in straight sets over UNOH at the Garage. But the opponents they've had to face off against, they took a 1-3 loss to Adrian at Siena Heights, and then losses to Aquinas, a Receiving Boat's cornerstone team, and this Indiana Tech team. So, do the Blue Devils have what it takes to try to right the ship? They've got some very good attackers up front that you may want to keep an eye on this evening, including Maria Trevino-Nunez, leading the way in kills at 344 on the season. But some other key names that have really kind of shine a light a little bit for this Blue Devil squad, including Kendall James, the Frankfurt, Illinois freshman, who did an absolute dynamite job of connecting up the middle. Sydney Eccleton on the outside hits, doing a great job as well. And Drew Temple just trying to get everybody into position and ready to go. So, again, a lot of key names for this Blue Devil team that you'll want to keep an eye on here at this one tonight, because we think, quite simply, we have a very interesting matchup on hand between these 2 teams, and we cannot wait to bring it to you right here tonight from the Schaefer Center. When we come back, we'll have your opening rotations and first serve coming up in just a moment. You're watching the 2025 WHAC Women's Volleyball Quarterfinals on the Indiana Tech Digital Network.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I decided if I was going to come to Indiana Tech, I was going to be a different kind of instructor. I was really going to focus on connecting with students, teaching the students the theory that they needed, and also the practical applications.
Very practically, what that looks like is smaller class sizes. So my class sizes are the 8 to 10 up to maybe 20. And that's backed up with, we have 18 hours of office hours every week. I'm sitting in my office waiting for students to come in to talk about anything. It doesn't just have to be with the classroom.
In the College of Engineering, we have ABET accreditation for mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and biomedical engineering. ABET is the top accrediting board for engineering in the United States and probably in the world.
Another thing that is a very different approach at Indiana Tech, I think, that some other universities, is we try and make sure they have a lot of lab experience in the engineering department. All engineering programs are going to have laboratory courses, but in our laboratory courses we try to get them not just exposure to measurements and exposure to some of the devices that you'll be used, but I like to actually assign projects that are, realistic projects.
Those projects, this project-based learning, helps students to work together in a group and be hands-on with their the material or the product that they're creating. Engineering students at Indiana Tech are, to me, stand out because I know that they've had a lot of experiences working in groups, working on projects, doing lab experiments to help them understand the material. And I think that prepares them well for industry.
First thing I'll tell a high school student is study, study, study. Get all the math you can possibly get. I honestly believe that the critical thinking skills you learn in math courses will help you with engineering courses.
The type of knowledge base that students should have coming in, they need to be problem solvers and critical thinkers. Those two things are really the essence of engineering. Regardless of flavor, they're going to need to figure out, there's a problem here, how do I solve it? And they need to think critically about that. They need to observe, listen to people, and then kick in those problem-solving skills to solve the problem.
Part of the growth of Indiana Tech has involved an increasing number of international students. So I think if we can expose students to different ideas, different cultures, again, it makes them that much more competitive in the marketplace.
In the Fort Wayne area, we have lots of large companies, BAE Systems, Fort Wayne Metals, General Motors, Raytheon, Harris Corporation, and the list goes on. We have a lot of employers that want our engineering students.
Indiana Tech, I think, continues to serve students even beyond their graduation. We really strive to keep in touch with our alumni on a personal level just to see how they're doing, but then also they want to give back to the university because of the experiences they've had here, so they want to provide opportunities for other students here as well.
Now the lineup's now being introduced at the table, and we'll go ahead and introduce them to you right now from our vantage point. First, for the Blue Devils of Lawrence Tech, the lineup looks a little bit like this. So you have number 10, Maria Trevino Nunez, number 5, Drew Temple, number 7, Sydney Eggleton, number 11, Naya Matley, number 12, Kendall James, and number 20, Nicole Hughes. In libero tonight, you're going to see number 9, Lauren Peters. So again, no change on the starting rotation for Coach Gustavo Hedrick and company. But for Indiana Tech, the lineup looks a little bit like this, a minor change in the lineup as it stands. So you have number 12, Jacqueline Alway, the senior middle blocker. Number 15, Isabella Asley. Number 16, Cassidy Boner, moving into the starting rotation tonight. Number 17, JC Strasma. Number 19, Lawrence Snyder. And number 7, Hannah Tyke. And the defender of the week, number 5, Emmeline Wood, also in the rotation tonight for Coach Matt Fishman and company here in his 4th season. And again, the Warriors coming in 21-11, 14-6 in the WHAC. The Lawrence Tech Blue Devils coming in 18-10, 11-9 in league play. And it was kind of interesting how Saturday just kind of played out kind of as it should. There were no tiebreakers, interestingly enough, needed in the standings. With Rochester Christian finishing in 4th, they're taking on Madonna right now in the 4-5 game. We'll keep you updated on that one. Other games in action, Cornerstone taking on Defiance, and Aquinas taking on Siena Heights. So the lone game not in the state of Michigan tonight in this tournament is right here. We know the rest of the tournament will be taking place in the state of Michigan over at Aquinas coming up on Friday and Saturday. Now, what is at stake? Of course, obviously, win, continue to keep playing, but also, too, should Aquinas make it to the WHAC final, they will have already qualified as the regular season champion. Now, because, again, of the NAIA rules, 10 teams and above, you get 2 automatic bids. That second bid, if Aquinas were to make it into the final, would go to either the tournament winner or the tournament runner-up. So if Aquinas were to win the championship on Saturday, the runner-up would also automatically get a bid into the NAIA tournament, the WHAC's second automatic bid. So something to keep in mind. Of course, if Aquinas doesn't make it to the final, then that certainly changes things just a little bit. Although you would think I mean, again, with the regular season bid, they've got that locked up. But then it would go to the tournament winner. So effectively a situation where you could play 2 to win 2 and then go to the final. But you got to play 1 to get the job done here first. Lawrence Tech's going to bring it over. We're underway. Glad you're with us. A little push-up right into the net. And just right where we left off with Maria Trevino Nunez, able to get the quick point on the board to make it 1-0 at advantage of LTU. And again, a very up-and-coming Lawrence Tech team with a slew of freshmen waiting in the wings. Tech with a mix of senior leadership and some star sophomores as well. Neither of these teams hope that their last game is going to be played here tonight. And right now, Lawrence Tech coming on strong, really using the top corner, or really just kind of the front line to their advantage at this point, forcing the deflections off number 17 in J.C. Strasma. 2-0 the advantage. This one sails out of play and a quick side out, so Tech will get their first opportunity to try to get some points on the board. And it's Hannah Tyke now ready to bring it up. Tyke, who had a tremendous afternoon and got her team in some clutch time situations. Gets this one all the way back row. Brought over, swung, and out of play. So back-to-back side outs coming in for the Blue Devils. As we'll be interested to see, will Indiana Tech go with an aggressive forward punch, or they try to stay conservative and make Lawrence Tech make those mistakes? Both certainly in the realm of possibilities. Run up into the pole from Temple. They still say play on. Free chance now upcoming. They go for the big swing off Snyder, and she's able to get it off the tip. So 3 consecutive points on the board for IT, and exactly the run that they're starting at. And the run that they would like to start at. Just continue to get those points and those insurance points. But that one's going to be short for Tyke. And the Blue Devils will look to reset. And again, the last couple of matches have, despite being 3-0 victories, have really been games that have kind of gone down to the wire and going into extra points in the meantime. We saw that in set number 1 on Saturday against these Blue Devils and saw it in 2 out of 3 against Rochester Christian on Friday, as this one swung off the hands of Temple, and the Warriors bring it back on their side. Amelia Schultz now coming in, the Decatur native, along with number 10, and Kristen Matlick now ready to serve. So Matlick takes her time, gets this up and over. It had to try to play out of the box for a second, but Nunez able to get a hand on it. Now another swing from Schultz. This one dunk up by Eggleton. Now another chance for Nunez. Nunez off the tip. Nice save. Another chance for Schultz again. Goes to the light-hander. And again for Nunez on the front line. Able to get the deflection. And that's the 3rd kill that she's been able to do that. And again, really try to touch those corners, that top front line. On the upper right, if you're looking at it from Indiana Tech's perspective, in the opposite direction. 4-4. Here's Charlie Clint. Clint able to swing this one high. That one is not off the tip. They were looking for it. They don't get it. So we'll look to see if a challenge will be played, but it's the Blue Devils that take the challenge for it. So they'll take the point off the board. We'll take it off for it as well. But should it stand, it'll remain to be a 4-4 affair, as Amelia Schultz was looking for a tip play in that one. Well, again, also, too, want to keep you updated on other things going on in the world of Indiana Tech men's soccer right now at Madonna in their final. And actually, we can confirm that Tech is your WHAC men's soccer champions as they knock off the 14th ranked team of the country, the Madonna University, or the Madonna. They just knock off Madonna effectively over in Livonia today. Emerson Neto and Cuba Grant getting points on the board, so congratulations to Indiana Tech men's soccer as they will have that automatic bid locked in and then some for the NAIA National Tournament. We'll look to see where they will be at the opening round. It's possible they could be here, but again, go to IndianaTechWarriors.com for more information. So it'll be interesting to see how the selection committee and see if they do get it off to be an opening round host. So we'll have to wait and see how that will shake out. But that tournament would be next week, with the opening round beginning on Thursday, the 20th. Meanwhile, they're still taking a look to see if there was any deflection or tip back on the board for Fishman. It looks like we get a nod, and it looks like it's going to go staying with the Blue Devils. So there was no conclusive evidence on the board, and so Lawrence Tech gets the point in time to make it 5-4. So we're just getting underway here in set number 1. Now a push up again on the opposite side. Snyder able to get this one dug up over to Peters. Peters now on the push, finds Nunez. Nunez, nice dig in the back of it in from Wood. Now again they go to Snyder. Block tip in front and in time. So again, it's been the block tips up front that have certainly made the difference here in this one. Lawrence Tech able to get 3 out of 5 on the board doing just that. Tech, however, benefiting from the quick side outs that have been on the board too. As Gabby Rousey, the Monroeville native, able to get this one across. Another swing from Nunez, got it. Is able to get the deflection in time off Wood, as Paskin not able to reset in the interim. So the lead now back in advantage for the Blue Devils, 6-5. It's very similar to what we saw on Saturday. Again, just not really seeing momentum shift one side to another unless you see like a 3, 4, 5 point swing. And then we've seen those swings be erased too, so something to consider. There's a big push in time coming in for Nunez. And Lawrence Tech now getting the quick insurance point on the board with their largest lead of the night, 7-5, here in set number 1. Here's Nunez, able to get this one down to Rousey. Rousey again, high tip, able to get it down and in time. As Pasca was able to get the point in time and reached over, as you can see, head coach Gustavo Hedrick trying to talk it over and challenge it, but the ball did hit the ground before somebody had a chance at it. Wood able to go back row and an ace. Emmeline Wood doing a great job of getting the quick ace back on the board. Take a look at that again one more time. She was able to cut it across in the interim. 7-7 our score. This one grazing up and back to back. And with a generous bounce on the board, Indiana Tech now on a quick 3-0 run. And she does it again! Back to back to back for Emmeline Wood. She's got 3 aces tonight. Too much to ask for 4. Won't happen here. Here's the swing coming in from Eggleton. Now another chance, pushed over from Snyder. This one is going to be saved by Wood. We're going to have to go for a reset. It's Snyder, gets it up the middle and out of play. So 9-8 the advantage of Indiana Tech, but Lawrence Tech certainly trying to do a great job of trying to get back into this one. Another swing across. This one over to Schultz. That's bobbled in the back from Clint, but brought up in time from Eggleton. A loose ball saved in the back from Rousey. Now a high swing from Tyke. This one's going back row. They're going to have to try to swing this over on the free chance. It's Mallon able to get this one in time. They set it up for Snyder. Able to tip, or Pasca, I beg your pardon. Able to tip this one down and in time. So Lauren Pasca able to answer immediately. And to make it 10-8 in advantage of IT. As we do see Isabella Aslay ready to bring it across, the Columbia, South Carolina native. but will go out of play. So Sales out of play to make it now 10-9. An advantage of IT, but again, the Blue Devils trying to find a little bit of extra momentum. And they do so with a quick ace. So again, Tech rattling off 3-4 in a row. Lawrence Tech trying to do the same thing to even this matchup or get an advantage in this match. Let's go up 1-0. Here's another push now. Able to get this one blocked, tipped, and got it. And the block tip's going to go off the hands of Hughes. So Hughes will get the credit for it. And just like that, it is all in the hands of Lawrence Tech. So they've now rattled off, I believe, 4 of the last 5 on the board here in this one. Another swing, tipped down in time. Pasca able to answer the call. Lauren Pasca able to get it. And the lead now at 11. And so the Warriors continuing to bring it over. Here's Cassidy Boner. Boner gets it over. Chance again once more. They go to Temple. They look for Strasma. Blocked and off the arm bar. And so Lawrence Tech not going away anytime soon. And it just feels like it's been one battle after another tonight between these two teams. But nonetheless, a very entertaining match we have so far. And we're only just getting started. Here's Eggleton. Eggleton able to swing this one over in time. Tip over from Snyder. A nice bring in the back from Temple. This one's going to go out of play. Oh, they rule a tip. They rule a tip against IT. And the Blue Devils now with the insurance point 13-11 here in the first. Here's Cindy Eggleton again now. Eggleton runs and brings it across. Now another swing tip. This one launched and blocked up front again from Eggleton. Here's Strasma. Strasma able to try to get the deflection back row, but they go to Nunez on the attack. Block up from Tyke, still kept live. Now another chance. This one back row to Boner. Another swing across. This one block tipped and in time. Strasma with another chance. Deflected off the hands of Peters. Now they go again to Nunez. Finds the open gap up the middle. Still Tech ball. Tyke trying to keep it alive. Tyke with a dunk tip. As Hannah Tyke finishes him off rather quickly. And a really just kind of wild serve and wild series of events, but nonetheless, Tyke able to trim the lead down to 1. Here's another tip. That's going to be deflected. And the quad hit now going to be called against Lawrence Tech. And we're even at 13. So it just continues to go back and forth we go. And a great crowd here on hand tonight. Some fans making the drive down from Southfield. But a partisan orange and black crowd here tonight for IT. Snyder able to get this one over. Finds Peters. Now another push. This one blocked again up front from Alway. Now another block from Alway. She shuts it down. As Jacqueline Alway able to shut it down up front and personal. 1 point game, 14-13. Set number 1. Tyke continuing the rally. This one going to be an ace. Deflected off the libero, and Tyke adds yet another point on the board. Lead extended to 2. 15-13 here in the first. And can Hannah Tyke continue the momentum? Tyke able to get this one across. That's going to be another ace. Hannah Tyke answers it right back. And Lawrence Tech will take a timeout. We'll take it with them. Warriors up 3 in the late stages of the first. Back in a moment.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech. I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
You have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
Warriors coming on strong with a 3-point surge, their largest lead of the night so far. And 16-13 as Hannah Tyke going for back-to-back aces coming out of the break. This one won't be the case here. High swing, but out of play. As Drew Temple just kind of grazes the back of the box, but not going to matter, not a challengeable play. And so Indiana Tech now trying to pull ahead rather quickly, 17-13 here in the first. This one will go right into the net, stopping the run, but that's exactly kind of a route that you're looking for if you're IT. You get a couple of those quick insurance points, force the deflections off the aces, and continue to move forward. Here's number 14, and Caden Perkins swings this one across. Now another tip again coming in from Snyder. Snyder still trying to keep it alive. This one up the middle over to Wood. Wood trying to connect. A big swing from Alloway. Jacqueline Alloway doing a great job of getting the commanding swings up front, something we haven't seen too much of in this 2025 campaign, but whenever she's got the arm and the angle ready to go, very difficult to stop, number 12. 4-point game, 18-14. The Buck 15, well, it's always 1:15 left on the clock for the timeouts. It's all about the points. We know that. Swing up from Eggleton. Nice save from Wood. Deflected over in time for Snyder. Now another chance, and brought down by the freshman and Kendall James. As James able to get the swing down and in time, and cutting the lead back to 3. 18-15 advantage of IT. And so the Warriors again trying to continue to keep it on the board. As this one back row connecting over to James. James again, sets over. Now back over to Snyder. Snyder again on the push. Gets it over to Nunez. Block tipped and got it. It's exactly what Nunez is known for. Getting some great blocks and great opportunities, especially at that upper edge of the court and that front line. So again, something to keep in mind is that Nunez, whenever she's able to get those blocks in time, she is a very tough out, to say the least. Here's Snyder. Goes to the back row, connecting over to Eggleton. Nunez again blocked in front by Strasma. And a nice dive in time from Schultz. They go back to Snyder. Snyder again able to swing it back over to Eggleton. Again they go to Nunez. Nunez, light tip. Save in the meantime from Schultz. Alway can't get the tip in time, and the lead now down to 1. So again, we knew it was going to be one of those games where point and lead fluctuations just really kind of seem to go up and down we go. Coach Matt Fishman wants to stop and think it over. 18-17 our score here in set number 1. As a reminder, coming up on Saturday, your Warrior basketball team will be right back here on the court with a doubleheader against a crosstown foe in the University of St. Francis. And I'll be joining you for the call on that one. We'll go on the air just before 12:45 right here from the Schaefer Center with the women at 1, men shortly thereafter at 3. Of course, you can watch the action all right here on the Indiana Tech Digital Network. In the meantime, in this matchup, again, it's really just been a lot of back and forth we go. But in terms of kills, currently with the advantage, again, Tech 8-7, but also the attack errors have been coming back to bite IT just a little bit, and the service errors. They've got 3 on the board and 6 attack errors. Lawrence Tech 4 tack errors and only 1 service error as it stands, but 5 aces on the board for IT on the first 18 points here in this one. So certainly not something to really discount at any point. So a 1-point game, 18-17 coming out of the timeout. The Blue Devils trying to find a way to tie it with Charlie Clint, the Whitehall, Michigan senior. Ready to sail this one across. It is up the middle. Brought up from Wood. A little bit of a collision. Snyder tries to bail him out. Snyder tries to bail him out again. And a nice block tipped in front. Now they go back to Nunez. Nunez swings over to Wood. A nice one-hander deflection, but not going to be enough. And the Blue Devils have tied it at 18, coming back from 4 down here in the first. And again, just exactly as advertised as what we've seen on Saturday. Alway gets it down up the middle. They go again to James on the tip. Now Snyder tries to get it back on the opposite side. James, a little more of an aggressive tip. Battle up the front in the net, and Lawrence Tech has now rattled off 5 in a row, and it's 19-18 here in the first. And so the Blue Devils have come all the way back and have one of their key rotations up front to continue to keep it afloat. Here's Charlie Clint. This one brought up to Snyder. Now another push to Schultz, able to swing down and in time. As the senior opposite hitter from Decatur able to get the swing in time and right in front of the hands of Lauren Peters. So now coming in, you got number 13, and Gabby Rousey, the Monroeville native. Rousey able to get the lift up in time, finds Charlie Clint. Now another push to Nunez. Nunez able to shut him down. As Trevino Nunez doing a great job of continuing to keep the Blue Devils afloat. They lead by 1 late here in the first. Nunez again gets it out to Wood. Wood looking for a chance. It's Schultz and out of play. They were looking for a tip. They didn't get it. And now the Blue Devils getting the insurance point and an opportunity to try to pull ahead late. 21-19. Push again and an ace. Wood could not get the angle. And the lead now extended to 3, 22-19. And Tech will stop to think it over. We'll take it with them. Blue Devils on the brink of trying to go up 1-0. Back in a moment.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
Good luck, Tammy.
See you, David.
Things happen. How do you make the unexpected happen? Take the next step with an online degree from Indiana Tech. Start with a visit to one of our 2 new Chicago area enrollment centers in Naperville or Wilmette. You'll discover a wide range of affordable undergraduate and graduate degrees with flexible class schedules designed to fit your lifestyle and help you earn a degree sooner than you'd expect. Embrace the unexpected at Indiana Tech.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech?
22-19. Lawrence Tech trying to shut it down as they've been on a really dominant run here, getting 7 out of the last 8 on the board. Actually, make it 8 out of the last 9. Into the net, and we get a reset. So the Warriors will get a chance to try to rally on back, and they'll do it off the hands of the defender of the week and the WHAC and Emmeline Wood. Wood gets this one up the middle. Chance again connecting Ope and out of play. So a side out And an ace for Wood on the board. That is ace number 6 here tonight. From the Fort Wayne native. Wood gets it back over to Eggleton. Eggleton looks over. It's off the hands of James. Now another push. This one kind of connecting the back row. Now a swing, tipped, and got it. As Sydney Eggleton able to get the point up. And now Indiana Tech's going to have to dig a little bit deeper here. They trail by 2, 23-21. They want to finish this with a true 25. Wood. Now they got to go for a long swing here, and they will. It's off the hands of Pasca. Now another swing. It's Eggleton. Tipped and got it. And it's set point advantage of Lawrence Tech. And so the Blue Devils now trying to take a set for the first time against the Warriors since that game on October 3rd, where they went the distance. It's going to be up to Peyton Mallon, able to get this one over. Mallon gets this to connect. Swing on for Pasca. And a chance to reset upcoming. Push again. Tip down. As Hannah Tyke able to swing it over and in time. 3-point game. Swing, push, block, tip down, and in time. As Amelia Schultz able to get the swing in time. But now they're still going to have to try to continue to push forward. Isabella Asselay now ready to come in. It just takes one for Lawrence Tech as they will stop to take a timeout. So again, if you knew that this was going to be a battle of wits and a battle of feats and strength, it's certainly going to be just that here in this one. It was exactly the case on Saturday afternoon, which, again, the Warriors winning that one in 3 straight. Kind of in similar fashion, too, though, of having to come back from behind and get some quick points to try to shut it down. And that win being 27-25, 25-22, 25-19. So again, win here, you're going to the semifinals at Aquinas. Who you'll be playing, who knows? We'll get you updated on the other scores as time permits. But right now, it has been all Lawrence Tech here in this one, as they've done a great job going on a mid to late set surge, and the Warriors going to have to try to catch up here. So 24-22, and again, when you looked at how the games were going to shake out, this is going to be one that everybody thought was going to be an interesting match in this final, or at least in this opening round. This would be the game to see. Here's another swing, tipped down and got it, and Lawrence Tech takes set number 1 off the hands of Trevino Nunez. And so the Blue Devils strike first. This has a feeling it could be a long match here tonight. Well, the Warriors, can they find a way to battle back and go to even the match at 1 game apiece? We'll be back in a moment. This is Indiana Tech Volleyball and the 2025 WHAC quarterfinals.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
We go to the second. Lawrence Tech getting the win in a late set surge where they just continue to rattle off point after point after point, not giving a Tech really a chance to go on too much of a deep run. But what can happen here in set number 2? We'll have to wait and see. Joe Northern, Jay Kavlin, delighted to have you with us. Again, right now, team leaders, it's been all about Maria Trevino-Nunez. She's got 7 kills on the day thus far. Lauren Pasca with 7. Lauren Snyder just held to 2 right now for Indiana Tech. So again, it has been a strong run from the junior from Rochester Hills, who doesn't want her team season to end tonight. Another swing, tip. This one broke it up now from Matley. Now again, Schultz trying to get the drive alive. Sets it over in front to connect over to Peters. Go back to Nunez. Now another push again. This one off the hands of Snyder. Snyder again trying to go for it. Instead, they go to Pasca. Block, tip down and in time. As Maria Trevino-Nunez able to get the quick point up and over. And the Blue Devils again strike first, 1-0 here in set number 2. Well, again, win or go home is going to be the mantra for every match moving forward. Here's another push. That's Snyder, and that's going to sail out of the box. It is awfully difficult to beat a team 3 times in the regular season. We've seen this happen over and over, but again, in tournament play, if you know you've swept a team twice in the regular season, winning that third is absolutely mandatory. And so far, the Blue Devils have done a great job again with kind of the sneak pushes, especially coming in from leaders like Drew Temple and Trevino-Nunez. It's going to be deflected off Trevino-Nunez, and the Warriors will get a chance to try to even it up at 2. 2-1 our score here in the second as we're just getting underway in the second. Next time out, we'll let you know the other scores as they are going on across the WHAC. Some interesting results potentially developing, so we'll keep you updated on that. This one goes into the net and back on the board for the Blue Devils. It's Charlie Clint now able to bring it across. Clint currently leading the team, or not leading the team, I should say, but certainly an ace specialist for the Blue Devils, currently leading the team at aces. Swing across from Snyder. That's broken up in the back. Now another chance upcoming. This one blocked, tipped in, got it. Schultz was trying to get a hand on it, but the swing again from Trevino-Nunez, who's continuing to just play at a higher level here tonight. Drew Temple going to get credit for the assist on that one. And so the Blue Devils off to a quick start. This one goes into the back of the box. Swing over inside for Schultz. As Amelia Schultz able to get it down and in time. Cut the lead down to 2. You definitely don't want to try to dig yourself too much of a hole here because, again, knowing how these two teams have just really continued to go nip and tuck at each other from even what we saw on Saturday and going back to that October 3rd match, there is no margin for error. There's a nice block tip again for Schultz in the meantime. Make it now 4-3. So continuing to stay alive, it's Paige Redder. Now to push it over. Redder gets this up and across. Trip down on the opposite end, Trevino Nunez. A nice dig from Redder, sailing right up the middle. They go again to Trevino Nunez. Nice dig again coming in as Pasca able to swing it and in time. Lauren Pasca able to find the edge of the box. And we're even at 4. Take a look at that again one more time. A great swing in the inside. Certainly got the Warriors right where they needed to be. So we're even at 4. Early on here in the second set, Lawrence Tech won the first 25-22. In case you're just joining us, it's Pasca again up the middle. They go over to Trevino Nunez. Block tipped in time from Alway. Alway again, trying to continue to keep it afloat. Here is Wood. This one battle deflected and dunked down by the freshman in Kendall James. And no challenge on that one. As Kendall James with an acrobatic leap and swing to get that in time. And so the Blue Devils up 1. Early on here in set number 2. Swing again from Alway. Light tip up front. They go to Temple. And now connecting back over to Eggleton. Eggleton sails it out of the box. And we're even at 5. So again, the runs of momentum. How do you keep it? How do you stay on top of it? Well, it's certainly something that the Warriors will need to do here. Here's Wood. Sailing this one up the middle. Connecting back over to Peters. Peters again. Down to Eggleton. Gets it over to Wood. Now another swing upcoming. Here's Pasca. Connects right back with Peters. Peters again. Push Trevino Nunez out of play. So a side out on the board for Trevino Nunez. And the lead extended back to 1. 6-5 our score. Wood again. And she continues to add the aces in her advantage. That is the 7th ace tonight for Emmeline, or for the team as a whole. But for Emmeline Wood, that is her 5th. Warriors up 2. Swing across from Eggleton. That's deflected off of Redder. Can't get it in time. They laugh it off. But now the Blue Devils with yet another opportunity to try to even it up. It's a minor lapse in just figuring out what they needed to do for the moment. As Peyton Mallon, the freshman defensive specialist, gets it across. Chance again upcoming. Tipped over to Schultz. Block tip saved by Eggleton. Eggleton again gets this one up the middle. Chance again, chasing over for Pasca. Pasca swings it down and in time. Lauren Pasca with a big swing up front. And we're even at 8-6 here in the second. So again, the Warriors trying to even the matchup quickly and at least force a 4th here. The Blue Devils, again, with a 1-game advantage. And ever want to try to get so closer to going to the semifinals. This one pushed across for Temple. Now over to Eggleton. Eggleton able to get the swing and in time. And getting up to the top left corner in the interim. So the lead extended back to 1, or condensed back down to 1, I beg your pardon. And to make it 8-7. Here's the Warriors yet again. This one broken up, pushed across, tipped down from Pasca. Actually, it's Strasma who's going to get credit for the point on that one. Forcing the deflection in the back row. And so just like that, it just continues for IT. So they lead it by 2, 9-7. It's Cassidy Boner now ready to bring it across. This one going off the hands of Peters. Now another push, lets this one fly up into the air and down in front. So the effective aces continuing to shine for IT. That's number 8 tonight. Boner able to get this one up and over. Chance again, swung across, gets down to Temple. And Asale trying to avoid the collision over with Snyder. Just kind of one of those plays where you don't want to see anybody get hurt, but you give up the point in the meantime. However, you still have that insurance point. So 10-8 advantage of IT. But Lawrence Tech continuing to try to make some more noise. And into the net against Eggleton it goes. 11-8 here in set number 2. And so the Warriors trying to continue to push things forward back in their direction. As Hannah Tyke now ready to bring it across. Tyke grazing off the top of the net. They're going to go back to number 11 in Matley. Tyke again. Back row swing and gets it. As Hannah Tyke able to connect up front and all the way in the back. So back row to back row, or mid row to back row, I should say, is how that looks. So just like that, you've got a 4-point game, 12-8, in advantage of the Warriors. So the Warriors certainly trying to get back in motion and trying to even this matchup at 1 game apiece. How about the other games going on in opening round play here tonight? Well, in Grand Rapids, both sides of Grand Rapids, we should say, Cornerstone leading over Defiance 1-0. They won the first 25-14. They lead the second as it stands right now, 22-19. Defiance still very much alive in that one. Madonna and Rochester Christian, another great one in store going on right now. It's Rochester Christian trying to pull away as they are leading the second set 20-19. They won the first 25-21. Top-ranked Aquinas taking care of business against Siena Heights 25-20. 22-14, which if Aquinas were to win, of course, obviously we know that they would be hosting the championship rounds, but also, too, for Siena Heights, have to feel for them a little bit as this is the final game of their volleyball program with the school closing down at the end of the 25-26 year. We've got a great one going on here. Lawrence Tech won the first 25-22, but it's Indiana Tech on top of it, 12-8. Here's Hannah Tyke again. Back row she goes. Gets this over back to Trevino Nunez and into the net. As Trevino Nunez slides that one into the net, we'll take away the timeout that just happened. And a 5-point advantage and the largest lead really anybody has had here tonight. So can the Warriors continue to capitalize? Tyke gets this over back to Nunez. Nunez looks for the swing and gets it back corner. So that'll stop the run for the moment, but exactly what Indiana Tech needed. Now, can you sustain is the question. As we'll see number 14 in Caden Perkins, the Muskegon, Michigan native. Perkins gets this down to Wood. Wood again on the swing, tipped down and got it. Gets it over to Jacqueline Alway on the connection with Strasma. And the lead extended back to 5, 14-9. And so the Warriors, again, doing a great job of continuing to at least try to stay in the momentum department on their side and not give any of it away back to Lawrence Tech. This one swung across. Now a tip again from Matlick. Matlick now for IT. Goes over to Snyder. Gets this one off the tweeter and back on the board. And a 6-point game here in the second, 15-9. And the Warriors certainly riding the momentum train, but also swinging the direction of the match in their way. Of course, we say that. We've seen crazier things happen before. As Matlick hits this one into the nets. So the announcer's jinx continues on those situations. Here's Charlie Clint, number 4 for the Blue Devils on your screen. Gets this one, back row. Connected over to Boner. Now a swing over from Schultz. That's going to go. As Clint deflected it kind of from like the back of her palm. And the swing again for Schultz, the Decatur, Indiana native. Paige Redder now to bring it over. 6-point lead and advantage of IT. And the largest lead of the night continues to be the largest lead of the night. As Redder able to get the quick ace off the deflection. And a 7-point game. Take a look at that again one more time. Nearly going back to back, and that's pop. How in the world? A deflection, but it goes off the hands of Trevino Nunez. And a lucky break and a lucky bounce. Sometimes you just got to laugh. And that's a play where you just kind of have to laugh it off. Now a chance up coming again for Schultz. This one tipped down. Gets it over to Peters. Peters again on the swing. This one jump tipped and in. As Kendall James able to get the big swing in time. And the lead back to 5, 17-12. As Trevino Nunez continuing to bring it across. In a 5-point game, the Blue Devils lead the match 1-0. Tech trying to even it up. They go back to Pasca. Pasca swings, tipped down, can't get it to go. Now another push over to Eggleton. Eggleton trying to continue to keep this one alive. Swing up from Schultz, block, tipped in, got it. As Sydney Eggleton able to get the swing in time. And Tech is going to stop to think it over. And so they will. 17-13 will step aside. Warriors up. Blue Devils trying to battle back.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
(17-13) Tech by up as many as 7, but now Lawrence Tech rattling off a quick 3 in a row and trying to flip the script back in their favor. Here's Pasco with the push, able to get the deflection and in time. That's off the hands of number 12 again and Kendall James. And Emmeline Wood ready to bring it over. Leading in the ace department certainly tonight with 5 aces of her own. Out of the 9 already for IT. Tyke. Deflected. Sails out of play. So Hannah Tyke getting the big deflection. And so the Warriors in time continuing to keep things going. Now another push from Wood. This one going to be broken up. Eggleton, a nice heave to keep it in time, goes over to Clint. Free ball chance upcoming. This one down to Tyke and in! As Hannah Tyke now using the front line to her advantage. Able to connect and get it into the corner. 7-point game. Eggleton able to swing this one up over in time. They go over to Pasca. And a reset upcoming. They go to Nunez. Gets it out over to Wood. Wood again finding Pasca. Pasca tipped. Still gets this one across. Now another swing. This one is in time. And a Blue Devil point. Looking to wait to see if it was maybe potential in the net call, but no net called. Actually, they did rule it against Tyke, who actually got a little too close for comfort. So 20-14, tip over from Schultz, and got it. Gets it over Sydney Eggleton. And the lead extended back to 7, 21-14. And we feel like we've got a brand new game here at the Schaefer Center. Isabel Astley ready to bring it across. The red shirt from Columbia, South Carolina. The redshirt sophomore, we should say. This one tipped over for Clint. Now another chance goes over to Eggleton. That one slightly tipped from Strasma. So they're going to go to Pasca here. Pasca bounces right back and out. They were looking for the bounce back tip, but they can't. They won't give it to them. They make it 24 or 21 to 15 rather. So still continuing to stay with it. And now it appears there's going to be at least a little bit of a chat with Astley and the up official, and at least trying to confirm what's going on one way or another, but no challengeable play. We'll just rotate back in number 11 in Nia Matley. So Matley now able to bring it across. Matley able to connect. Gets this one over to Pasca. Pasca swung down mid-row over to Peters. Now another push from Eggleton. Dug up in time by Wood. Now Tyke again for the swing. And it is out. It is out. It grazed just past the line. We'll look to see if the challenge is going to be broken out. Matt Fishman's breaking out the green card to see if this can be challengeable. And it will be. Let's look to see if we were able to get the angle on that. Don't have that for you, unfortunately, but what we'll do is we will step aside. 21-15 is the score as it stands, but if Lawrence Tech were to get this point back, it would make it again a 5-point affair.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
So they're going to the monitors and taking a look at a previous point that was to be ruled an advantage. It's a tip! It's a tip against Lawrence Tech. So the challenge was indeed successful. Has again a deflection going off Lawrence Tech, and you can kind of see him laugh it off a little bit. It's like, yeah, that was us, that was us. But nonetheless, it's now a 7-point game, 22-15. The Warriors 3 away from trying to even the match and 1 game apiece. Eggleton able to swing, no doubt about this one. Sydney Eggleton able to get the swing in time, and the lead down to 6, 22-16. Well, 7 has been the magic number tonight in terms of the lead advantage. Highest for IT. For Lawrence Tech, 4. It's their highest margin of lead here this evening. Here's Snyder, able to swing and get this one down. Now another chance coming to Trevino Nunez. Back row she goes. Chance again, swung on, tipped in time. Connecting over with Strasma. Strasma continuing to try to keep it alive. A great heave back from the Blue Devil faithful. They go again now to Trevino Nunez. Blocked off the net on the board. And so the Warriors battle right back and not letting anything get past them. As Hannah Tyke now up to serve. Make it 23-16. As Tyke sails it out of play. So 6-point game. Tech just 2 away from wrapping this set up, and you've got yourself a brand new match here. Go best 2 out of 3, or will we? Alway gets it down to connect back over with Eggleton. Nunez now in control. Tipped over from Alway. Alway doesn't get it. It sails out of play, so back is the Blue Devils. And back are the Blue Devils. They trail by 5, 23-18. The last thing you need is just a set meltdown here. But the ace on the board now coming in from Caden Perkins. And Lawrence Tech now rattling off 3 in a row. And the Warriors want to stop to think it over. We'll take it with them.
Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Good luck, Tammy.
See you, David.
Things happen. How do you make the unexpected happen? Take the next step with an online degree from Indiana Tech. Start with a visit to one of our 2 new Chicago area enrollment centers in Naperville or Wilmette. You'll discover a wide range of affordable undergraduate and graduate degrees with flexible class schedules designed to fit your lifestyle and help you earn a degree sooner than you'd expect. Embrace the unexpected at Indiana Tech.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
We're back, and it's brought over now from Caden Perkins. Gets it to connect over to Snyder. Snyder now goes over to Strasma. Strasma deflected. And now another chance on the free ball. Here's Matley, able to get it over to Wood. Swung up, saved in the back by Perkins. Now again to Nunez. Tipped down from Wood, and she got it. And the Blue Devils have now rattled off 4 out of the last 5 on the board. And we're going to have a substitution coming in. Lawrence Snyder is going to be coming out. Kira Hans coming back in. 23-20. And so all of a sudden, the Blue Devils trying to find a way to come back and go up 2-0. Push over for Strasma. That's deflected out of play. And it's set point IT. And now multiple substitutions coming across. Snyder's back in. Matlick back in to serve. Amelia Schultz also back in. In for Lawrence Tech, it looks like number 9, Lauren Peters and Nicole Hughes all coming now in. So the heavy hitters and defenders are ready to go. Matlick brings it across. That's going to be tipped. Saved by Eggleton. Free ball chance. Who do they go to? It's Alway! Oh my! Jacqueline Alway leaps off and just goes for a commanding swing to finish off set number 2. The jumper able to get it in time. So just like that, we're going to the third. We've got a brand new match here at the Schaefer Center in this 2025 WHAC quarterfinal. 1-1, we go to the third. Back in a moment on the Indiana Tech Digital Network.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a warrior. Go Warriors.
We go to the third. And as you can see on your screen, we've got a great one brewing here at the Schaefer Center tonight. Joe Northern, Jake Havlin, delighted to have you with us. And again, Tech with kind of a mid to late set surge in the second to put it out of reach. The Blue Devils, however, did go on a little bit of a run to cut it down to 4 at one point. Or 3 at one point, I should say. As Lawrence Tech gets an ace off the deflection from Boner. And it's 1-0. An advantage of the Blue Devils. And interestingly enough, they started each set getting the first point in one way or another. Wood able to get the deflection. That one broken up and brought down by Nicole Hughes. So Hughes able to get the big swing in time. Make it 2-0. And you have to think that this is going to be one of those games that it feels like it's going to continue to go back and forth we go. And a deflection off the hands of Tyke. And just like that, Lawrence Tech rattles off 3 to start set number 3. And again, the winner at stake. You're going to the semifinals. Adequan coming up on Friday. And even more so, the possibility of getting a national tournament bid. Still very much in the realm of possibilities. This swing is down in time and on the board. And 4 in a row as Nicole Hughes, the senior from Ysplanny, Michigan, now continuing to light it up on the front line for Coach Gustavo Hedrick and company. Swung back over to Snyder. Now again, back in the hands of Peters. They go to Eggleton. Eggleton trying to chase it in time. That one, chip net shot, but a quad hit's going to be called. And the Blue Devils now start on a 5-0 run here in the third. And just like that, Coach Matt Fishman and company want to stop to think it over. But 5 straight points on the board for the Blue Devils. And so a quick point that they've just continued to storm back in. and rattled off 5 in a row. That's their largest lead of the night so far. All right, we don't have anything that is final as of yet, but getting awfully close. Cornerstone up two games to nil. They lead the third set 19-8. Rochester Christian on the verge of sweeping Madonna. They lead in the third set 20-15. They're up 2 games to none. And Aquinas about to finish off against Siena Heights 22-17. They are late in the third in that one. So this is clearly going to be the one game that is going to be going longer than the 3 sets, and with good reason. As both teams, again, play very complementary styles and very, very comparable styles, too. But right now, it's Lawrence Tech who is continuing to just light up the boards here in set number 3. Getting a couple aces in there, too. And lead it 5-0 to start here in the third. It's going to be a swing up. Chance again for Snyder. Back row she goes. That's going to go up into the net. Now a chance for Tyke to reach over, and she did reach over. Another net violation for Hannah Tyke, and it's 6-0. Advantage of Lawrence Tech. And so the momentum clearly at the end of the second that Lawrence Tech was on has certainly shifted in their direction as they lead it by 7. Chance again. This one bounced off for Strasma, but was able to get it deflected out. And now an opportunity for the Warriors to try to go on a run of their own. As it's going to be Hannah Tyke now to bring it over. 6-1 our score. And so the Warriors, again, going to have to try to dig themselves out of a hole here. We've seen it happen before. And better early rather than late. Here's Nunez. A little floater up the middle. Chance again now tipped over to Alway. Alway still keeps it in time. Now a big swing from Nunez. One-hander from Tyke. Now again a chance for Snyder. Goes for the tip. That one pivoted off and got it. As Lawrence Snyder able to get the quick pivot in motion and in time. And to make it 6-2. Here's another push. This one over to Matley. Matley again in time. Now another swing from Snyder. Able to get the deflection back to back. And Lauren Snyder now trying to get back into what she does best, just dishing attacks over and over again. She's got 5 on the night so far. Tyke also with 5. It's Lauren Pasca leading the way with 6 at the moment for IT. This one swung down from Eggleton and in time. Actually, Kendall James is going to get credit for the kill on that one, not Eggleton, I beg your pardon. So again, we're even at 1 game apiece, 7-3. Lawrence Tech started the set with 6 consecutive points on the board. And Tech had to use an early timeout to try to get themselves refocused. They've now rattled off 3 of 1. Tech has now rattled off 3 of 1, I should clarify. Snyder brought back over to Boner. Now over again to Snyder, able to get the tip and in time. So Lawrence Snyder again answering right back off the hands of Nia Matley. And it's 7-4. Blue Devils lead here in the third. Attack trying to battle back rather quickly and try to go up 2 games to 1. Although you have the gut feeling in this room, this one could potentially go the distance here tonight. Here's Matlick. Matlick again. Gets it across and over. And this one down low over to Wood. Wood again on the run. Snyder gets it pitched down and across before a booming swing and in time for Nia Matley. Able to get the quick point. And it's 8-4 advantage of LT. It's Charlie Clint now ready to bring it across. That's Snyder able to get the quick point in the interim. As we see Paige Redder now come in. Redder already an ace on her docket tonight. So it's 8-5 advantage of the Blue Devils. But Indiana Tech certainly trying to claw their way back into this one. Here's Nunez, blocked by Alway and Schultz. So the big block up front comes back to benefit Tech, and it's a 2-point game. 8-6 here in set number 3. Here's another push across. This one down to Trevino Nunez, able to get the swing tip in time. A 3-player collision, really near a 3-player collision, and have a 3-point lead and advantage of the Blue Devils. And Trevino Nunez, again, has been continuing to lead the way for her team tonight. This one swung over in time, blocked again from James. That's going to be off the tweeter and back on the board for LTU. As Maria Trevino Nunez, currently 12 for 39 tonight. She's got 5 errors on the board. Next closest on the board is Sydney Eggleton, 6 for 17 and 2 errors. So to say they know that the offense is rolling around number 10 and revolving around number 10, not an understatement, but not the sole player they rely on. They have some other great key attackers up front. And again, with a freshman core coming in and Kendall James currently leading that charge, you have to think, too, that things are looking bright in Southfield. Here's Eggleton, able to get the deflection and back on the board. Make it now 11-7 at advantage of the Blue Devils. And they go to Peyton Moline now, ready to bring it across. Moline. Over to Schultz. Blocked and got it. And the block party is on. And number 20, Nicole Hughes, not wanting this to be her last game tonight. She's been a explosive player here in set number 3. Here's another swing for Schultz. This one's going to go on the board. Pitched back the other way. And so just like that, Tech brings it back to a 4-point game. 12-8 here in the third. Isabella Osile now ready to bring it back. The Warriors, again, certainly still have some work left to do. This one goes back row, connects over again to Clint. Now Eggleton brings it over on the free ball chance. Who do they go to? It's Strasma. Now another chance. Trevino Nunez, that is. Tyke trying to get the deflection in time. Free ball chance saved by Clint. What a rally. Dunk tip in time for Eggleton, however. And it's 13-8 advantage of the Blue Devils. And they have not let go of the momentum, even when it feels like it's slipping away here in the third. And they lead it by 5, 13-8. That one's brought over by Temple. Now another swing. This one goes over to Strasma. But Hughes again continuing to light it up. And Tech will take a timeout. 14-8, and the Blue Devils are rolling here in the third. They have a 6-point advantage. Back with more in a moment.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
14-8, and the Blue Devils have certainly opened up the scoring. It's their largest lead of the night and then some at 6 points. They did also go on a 6-0 run to start here in the third. And they've been just trying to pick apart the Tech rotation and defense. Can they continue to keep it going? This one now with another chance. Gets this across over to Pasca. Tipped down. Tyke tries to go for the save. Now Pasca again on the swing. Back row she goes. Now another tip. Blocked over in time. Little collision back in the hands of Kaylin Toft. But a tip over from Pasca. Able to shut it down for the moment. So Lauren Pasca with the quick point to make it 14-9. Blue Devils still have both of their timeouts remaining. Tech's already used both. Is number 16 now back to serve, and Cassidy Boner. Mid-player collision, they say play on. Eggleton, it's the big dig off the hands of Wood. Now they got to go for a swing across, and they do. As Boner now sets it up on the free ball. Chance again, swung on from Eggleton. Nice save from Asley. Battle at the front line. Who's got it? It's deflected. And a great push from Lauren Snyder to make it go the other way. As Lauren Snyder doing a great job of forcing the deflection to make it sail in the other direction. Lead back to 4. Chance again once more. Block up off the net. Make it a 3-point game, 14-11. And the Blue Devils want to stop and think it over as well. So while the Blue Devils stop and think it over, we want to let you know upcoming action right here on the Indiana Tech Digital Network will be on the air early Friday. Get your Friday hockey started as Adrian comes to town to take on the women's hockey team. That's a 4 p.m. start time. And then we'll have a basketball doubleheader for you coming up on Saturday against USF. And now you can see that the men's soccer team being recognized here today as they won 2-0 against Madonna on the road, and they have the thriller against UNOH on Saturday afternoon. So congratulations to the men's soccer team for winning the WHAC tournament. So now we'll be interested to see nationals where they will fall, if there's a possibility Tech may be hosting opening round games. Of course, we don't know that by any stretch of the imagination. But once those conference tournaments finish up, we'll get a better idea to see how things will go and where Tech will end up. But congratulations to the men's soccer team taking home the championship at Madonna earlier this afternoon. This one's going to go back off the hands of Wood. Nice diving save from Boner. Wood able to bring it over in time. Now another chance, tipped down by Wood. They go over to Boner. Now a swing across from Schultz. Schultz continuing to try to keep it alive. Now Trevino Nunez. This time it goes. As Maria Trevino Nunez able to get the big swing and to make it now a 4-point game. 15-11 advantage of Lawrence Tech. And so the Warriors gonna have to try to dig a little bit deeper here. Eggleton gets it received by Boner. A light tip on the way. This one off the hands of Kaylin Toft. Now another push again. Boner up the middle. Brought back and goes over to Matley. Matley now again swing off the hands of Schultz. Schultz gets it across. Now it goes over to Peters. Collision from Wood. She's still in it. Now another swing. Block tipped, but out of play. It is blocked and out of play off the hands of Nicole Hughes. And so Hannah Tyke now back to serve, and the Warriors still down 3, but trying to go for a mid-set surge and try to go up 2-1. Swing across. This one back on the opposite side. They go to Tyke. Tyke again brings this up and over. Now another quick push across to Nunez. Nunez, that's going to be deflected off the backhand from Alway. And so the Blue Devils catch a break and get a few more insurance points to go with it. They get a 4-point game, 16-12 here in the third. It's the Blue Devils again trying to come back and move on and have an all-Michigan final, or an all-Michigan semifinals and finals in the tournament. There's a block tip from Alway. This time it goes for her. As again with the other games that just finished up, all straight sweeps. Cornerstone over Defiance, Rochester Christian over Madonna, Siena Heights over, Aquinas over Siena Heights. All 3-0 finals in that one. So for those of you that were maybe watching some of those other games and want to see what's going on here at the Schaefer Center in Fort Wayne, we welcome you. We've had a great one here so far. Here's a chance now over for Wood. Now over to Schultz. Gets this one broken down to Peters. Now another swing tip. This one is out of the box. And the Warriors answer it right back to make it 16-14. So can they find a way to bust it open and take a 2-1 advantage? Here's Matlick. Matlick again across. Goes to Trevino Nunez. Tipped up front. Now again they swing it back. Here's a launcher coming in from Snyder. High tip again from the hands of Matley. They go to Matlick now. Reset up coming. Here is Matley with the push. Dug up in time by Boner. Now Snyder again on the swing. This one over the AC and out of play. And the Warriors have now trimmed it down to a 1-point game. 16-15. As the Blue Devils had a 6-point advantage, but have now shrunk it down. The Warriors have shrunk it down to 1. There's another tip now back over to Schultz. Schultz again trying to keep it alive. Back over to Snyder inside. Nice dig in the interim from Drew Temple. Gets it over to Wood. Wood again on the return. Swung down from Schultz. And we are even at 16. Timeout, Lawrence Tech. And so the Warriors all of a sudden are trying to flip the script once again in their favor. Back in a moment.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
We continue to move on here. 16-16. The Warriors have battled back from a 6-point deficit to start the third and have just continued to chip away. But now can they find a way to finish? Here's the bring across now for Boner. Boner on the move. Now gets it down to Snyder. Sets it across over for Peters. Swing across from Nunez. Nunez trying to keep it alive. Tech trying to keep it alive. Grazed over by Boner. Now a chance again for Nunez. Tip and out of play. So a play that was really something out of nothing results in a Tech point after all. And to make it now a 17-16 affair. Make it even at 17. So we're even at 17 here in the third. Again, a pivotal third to go up 2-1. You got to think the mentality is still going to be all gas, no brakes here in this one. Push across now for Clint. Clint. Gets it over. Here's Snyder. Block tipped in front from James. Still alive. Now again back to Snyder. Able to get it over and in time. And Lawrence Snyder now returning back to what we know is Lawrence Snyder territory. She's got 11 kills tonight on 40 total attacks. Lauren Pasca, 8 for 27 tonight. 4 errors up the middle as well. Here's Paige Redder. Able to get this one over. They go back to Nunez. Nunez continuing to use that front line and that top front line. Her own personal playground. And we're even at 18. Nunez again on the push. Gets this across. Received by Redder. Brought over in time from Alway. Now another swing push. James tries to get the deflection. And a reach over is going to be called against James. So Tech will get the point off the reach over, as you can see a little bit of the conversation going on with Gustavo Hedrick and our down official trying to rule to say, wait a second, that's not the case. And you can hear some of the students heckling this coach, or the Blue Devils coach, which, again, we heard a lot of that on Saturday afternoon in the 3-0 victory. Now they swing and bring it across. Here's Wood. A grazer up the middle. Now another chance to reset. They go for Tyke on the swing. That is yet another reach over, and this time it's against Tyke. Again, Tyke may have had a hand in the net, but also it looked like maybe a Blue Devil had a hand in the net there too, so we'll have to see. Nonetheless, ace point back for the Blue Devils, 20-19. How do you rebound? How do you finish? As the Warriors try to battle back here. Here's Schultz, able to get the swing, and in time. We're even at 20. Off Peyton Moline, the freshman defensive specialist. And both teams out of timeouts here in the third. As Isabella Asley now ready to bring it across. As we're even at 20. Similar spot we've seen all night long here. Here's Asley. Able to get this across over to Temple. And a swing down in the meantime from Nicole Hughes. So Hughes answers back to make it 21-20. And Drew Temple now ready to bring it across. As the points are starting to mean a little bit more, the later and later we go. Here's Tyke. Swing. Got it. Able to use the front line to her advantage again once more. And we're even at 21. Cassidy Boner now going to bring it back. Boner brings it across. Gets this up the middle. Chance again, broken up from Eggleton and tipped away off the hands of Boner. So the kill going to go on the board for the Blue Devils. They're up 1, 3 to go. And trying to go up 2-1 here in this WHAC quarterfinal. Eggleton brings this one up. Chance now for Tyke. Throws it up and over, but the sign out going to go against the Blue Devils. And now again, it takes 2 to be up 2-1. As Kira Hahn's going to be coming in for Lauren Snyder. And Sydney Eggleton going to try to continue to keep the run going. The senior from Southfield, Michigan. Eggleton. Ace. And now it's a set point opportunity for the Blue Devils to go up 2-1. And if you're a Warrior fan, it's certainly gotten a little more quiet in the Schaefer Center. Eggleton. Try to finish it off. Gets it over to Wood. Chance again once more. Swung on, blocked, and out of play. And we play on. It's going to have to go to extra points if the Warriors want to try to get this. But again, you just take 2. Take 2 points. you've got yourself again the tiebreakers continuing. Here's Tyke. This one sails up and over, and it's a 1-point game. And Hannah Tyke with an opportunity to tie it. Tyke now ready to bring it across. It's out. And the Blue Devils go up 2-1. And so the valiant comeback comes up just short for IT. But now you got to fight for your season right here as we go to the fourth. Lawrence Tech wins the third, 25-23. It's been a classic here so far. The Warriors want to try to extend it and extend their season. Back in a moment.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
Well, Indiana Tech trying to continue the winning streak into a second round of the postseason. This would at least be the third year in a row for the Warriors if they were to come back and win this one here. For Lawrence Tech, they're trying to go back-to-back in the semifinals and also kind of played spoiler to Cornerstone last season. Again, similar standing in conference play, 10-8, but were able to get the win in league play. Or in the tournament, we should say, 3-2 over Cornerstone. So it could be one of those situations where if they do find a way to get it done, it would have to be through here. Meanwhile, the Warriors, again, been a constant powerhouse in the WHAC, at least winning opening round games We're looking to see how far back the streak has gone. We'll let you know as time continues. Cassidy Boner gets a quick point back on the board. And the Warriors now quickly responding with a 2-0 lead of their own. Another push for Tyke. This one gets over now to Peters. Block tipped again from Alway, and it's out of play. So a little bit of a reversal of fortune here as we saw Lawrence Tech start off with the strong scoring back to back to back. Now it's Indiana Tech with 3 consecutive points on the board. And can they continue to try to keep it afloat? This one goes across. Finds Matley. Now another chance again for Tech. It goes off the hands of Kira Hans and out of play. So Hans floats this one out, and Lawrence Tech with another opportunity. It'll be Caden Perkins ready to bring it across. This one pushed over. Chance again on the opposite side, swung up. Blocked again this time from James. Now they go to Schultz. Schultz sails it out of the box. So Schultz sails it out at a 3-2 affair. And now Lawrence Tech trying to take advantage of the IT miscues. Another push across. This one coming from the hands of Snyder and deflected off the hands of Kendall James. And James now evens it at 3 apiece. Well, you'd have to go back all the way to 2018, the last time Indiana Tech did not win an opening round game. So that is 6 consecutive seasons. This one blocked in time from Alway, and she answers the call right back. But Lawrence Tech is going to challenge the play, so we'll look to see how this will continue for them. Again, meanwhile, if you're Lawrence Tech, you're trying to go back-to-back into the semifinals. And potentially for them, last time they won the conference tournament, and you go back to 2019, and around the year that they went 33-4. Before being eliminated in pool play at the national tournament that season. So again, a lot of streaks in the line. Also, to the current winning streak between Indiana Tech and Lawrence Tech. At last glance, that is 11 games in a row. And that streak now presently on the line, too. And the streak that dated back to 10-10-2020. So again, a lot of things at stake here tonight between these two teams. Tech, again, trying to continue to stay on top of it and stay afloat. And Lawrence Tech, again, trying to play spoiler yet again, as they have been one of the more dangerous teams that have been known to sneak out some wins when you least expect it. We do know that, and would also, too, make it an all-Michigan semifinals and finals. So that's something else also to kind of keep in mind and consider as well. But meanwhile, Indiana Tech, again, this team has been known to battle back time and time again. Only 2 losses in the month of October. One against Madonna, one against Aquinas. As they've been able to really rebound and right the ship rather well. After kind of a rocky September to begin with, or rocky season opener in August. But against teams that do try to prepare them for stages like this. Against Missouri Baptist, and Mount Vernon Nazarene, Huntington, and Taylor. But now the Warriors are seeming as if they could try to get things on the board. The point's going to go back to Lawrence Tech. They have won the challenge. So the Blue Devils able to outsmart and outfox on that one. And so the Blue Devils now with a 4-3 advantage, and Coach Matt Fishman not thrilled with the outcome, but speaking it over with the down official. So 4-3 here in the fourth. Lawrence Tech trying to shut the door here. Indiana Tech trying to break it open. Here's Snyder, able to get the swing down. It's a reset, free ball chance coming in from Matley. Who do they go to? They go to Alway. Alway, nice dig up save. Nunez goes to the high ball. Now another chance for Snyder. Swung, blocked, and out of play. So Snyder able to get the deflection, and we're even at 4 here in this fourth set. Joe Northern, Jake Havlin, thrilled to have you with us here. Again, this is the lone game going on right now in quarterfinal play. Everything else has been finished in sweeps. Lawrence Tech one set away from trying to join the party. Indiana Tech trying to keep the invitation. As Jacqueline Alway gets a big block up front to make it 5-4. As we're late here in this one. But again, feels like a brand new matchup, and just both teams continuing to fight it out for each point. Matley sails this one up and over and out of play. And it's 6-4. And so what can the Warriors continue to do? As Kristen Matlick brings it over. This one's going to be broken up. Free ball chance. Little battle at the net, and a reach over going to go against Matlick. We're back to 1. 6-5 here in the fourth. And the Warriors is going to take a total of 40 points for them to win this one. Well, now officially 34, but for Lawrence Tech, it's only going to take 20. That one's inside, and the Blue Devils have tied it again once more, even at 6. And so the Blue Devils have done a great job of just continuing to come back and back. But so has this Indiana Tech team. Here's the push over from Schultz. That one, nice save into the net. Nunez really doing a great job. Nunez getting a great job to swing it across. Here's Alway. That's going to be chased up and out of play. So Jacqueline Alway doing a great job of trying to continue to keep the momentum going back in Tech territory, as it's 7-6 advantage of the Warriors. Alway 5 kills tonight on 14 total attacks. And once we get a chance at a break, we'll try to break down some of the numbers even further for you, but it's been very interesting, very even at some points. But one thing that hasn't been is the aces. That is service ace number 12 tonight for IT. And Paige Redder getting her second. Redder again gets this one up and over. Nunez sails it out of the box. And a 3-point advantage and a good insurance point back on the board for IT. So now can they continue to try to combat and battle forward? Here's Redder. This one just skirting across the top. Nunez. That's going to be off the tweeter against IT and Amelia Schultz. As Nunez trying to at least keep it afloat, and really has been the heart and soul of this Blue Devil team. She has 16 kills tonight on 52 total attacks. Nunez again gets this one up and over. Chance again, broken up. And that one is out of the box against Pasca. And it's down again to a 1-point game, 9-8 here in the fourth. And potentially, if Tech can pull this off, it'll be the second time these two teams this season have gone the distance. Lawrence Tech trying to avoid that. That's a swing and out of play. As Sydney Eggleton was looking for the tip, couldn't get it to go. And the lead back to 2. And Emmeline Wood, the WHAC Defender of the Week. Wood gets it up and over. Trying to continue the battle is Eggleton. Sails this one in time. Now another push. This one broken up. Picked up again by Tyke. Now another block tip. This one saved from Amelia Schultz. Another push on the outside. Gets this back again to Nunez. Nunez still in control. A little deflection, but it worked for number 12 and Kendall James. As James gets the deflection in time, and it's 10-9 in advantage of Indiana Tech, but the Blue Devils trying to knock on the door here. So they trail by 1. And an ace back on the board, and we're even at 10. So 10-10 on both ends. Brought across again from Moline. Now swing again from Pasca. That's brought up in time from Clint, but out of in time for Eggleton. They found a tip against IT. And so the Blue Devils regain the lead, 11-10 here in the fourth. Swing across in time. Now it goes over to Schultz. Schultz brings this one brought down. As Temple was slow to get up for the moment. Now she's back up. Pasca able to swing it down and in. As Lauren Pasca doing a great job of forcing the deflections. And the lead doesn't exist anymore. It's at 11. Isabella Asselay ready to bring it across here in what has been an absolute treat here tonight. Asselay gets it over to Clint. Now a free chance to set it up. They go back to Pasca. Grazing off the top of the net. Reset upcoming. Eggleton tipped away off the hands of Hans. Now they'll try again for Pasca. Pasca, light tip, and brought back the other direction. As Sydney Eggleton just kind of lobbed it back with her opposite hand. And back to a Tech lead, 12-11 here in the fourth. Hasley gets this one up the middle. Connecting back over to Nunez. Nunez again, block tipped in time. Hans. Now another chance upcoming. This one sailed across again for Peters. Push up again from Tyke. She gets to the back of the box in time. As Hannah Tyke able to connect. And that's her 7th kill of the night so far on 17 total attacks. And the Warriors now with the insurance point, 13-11 here in the fourth. This one grazes across. Back over to Eggleton, blocked again by Tyke. It's going to be a battle at the net. Who's going to win it? Eggleton able to get the deflection. Now sets up for Wood. They go to Pasca. Pasca down low, dug up by Peters. Now another attack coming in off the hands of Eggleton. Pasca again, swung on. Dug in the back row by Nunez. Nunez now trying to swing it up. Nice dig again from Redder. They go again for Kira Hans. Back row reset upcoming for Charlie Clint. Now another push upcoming. This one sets over for Tyke. Dug up. And a double hit called. Actually, a push into the net is going to be called, not a double hit. Looks like it's going to be against Nicole Hughes, but nonetheless, it gives the Warriors a little bit more breathing room here to make it 14-11. And now again, you can see the challenge on the play to see if the hand actually got in. But a 14-11 score, as now the Warriors again looking to try to possibly take this back to the distance. So no challenge, they say play on. It's not a challengeable play anyway to begin with. 14-11, push now across, coming in over to Clint. Clint again, gets this up and over, finding Wood. Wood gets it over to Pasca, tipped down in the opposite direction. Now another push again. This one off the tip and in time for Tech. So it looked like it maybe grazed off his shoulder, perhaps. Not entirely sure if we saw an extra hand on it, but 14-12 advantage of IT. But the Blue Devils trying to play spoiler. They did it last year against Cornerstone. Can they do it again against Indiana Tech? And another too close for comfort call back on the board for IT. This time against Nicole Hughes, the Ysplandy, Michigan native. 3-point game, 15-12. Again on the inside they go. Here's Drew Temple. Now another tip over. This one's still kept live. Now another chance over to Snyder. That one bounces off the net and on the board for IT. 4-point game, 16-12. And the prospect of going 5 is certainly alive, as Lawrence Tech takes a timeout. We'll take it with them. IT up 4 here in the 4th.
Tech goes by many names: business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
(16-12) advantage of Lawrence Tech, or Indiana Tech, I beg your pardon. Lawrence Tech trying to continue to get back in motion here, but is it the Warriors that'll find a way to force it to a 5th? Here's another chance moving forward. Gets it back over to Nunez. Nunez still keeps it in time. Gets back over to Asale. Asale. Block back save from Snyder. Now another push. That's down from Kira Hans. Able to get the point. As Kira Hans able to get the point and in time. And the lead extended to 5. 17-12 here in the 4th. Again, the Warriors still completely not out of the woods as of yet. They trail 2-1 in the match overall. Temple takes a tumble. Now back in Tech territory. Here's Snyder, swung on and into the pole and out of play. And Lawrence Snyder now lighting things up again once more here in the 4th. A 6-point affair, 18-12. Here we go again. And got it. Cassidy Boner continuing to add on just the continuous aces that IT has been able to put up tonight. 13 aces. Lawrence Tech, they've got 9, however. Here's another swing across. This one goes down to Eggleton, able to swing and stop the momentum. Lead back to 6, 19-13. This has been a dangerous spot as what we've seen here for both sides tonight. In fact, Tech leading in kills 51-43. Lawrence Tech with more attack errors, 2-21. But the service errors have come back to bite Tech a little bit, 8-3 in advantage of the Warriors. That's a swing down and in for Snyder. And the lead back to 7. But both teams dead even on block assists at 12 apiece. But Tech's got 2 solo blocks on the board. Another swing again up the middle. Nunez tries to keep a hand on it, and she does. It is deflected off Hans and Alway. And so the lead now back to 6, 20-14. IT still very much trying to keep this alive as we cross 9 p.m. here on the East Coast. That one's a low roller from the hands of Perkins. And now a throw up and in time for Alway. And we're back to a 7-point game, 21-14. And again, it's just been 2 teams just continually trading sets with each other. Lawrence Tech winning in the 1st and the 3rd. Tech taking home in the 2nd, trying to go to a 5th by winning it here in the 4th. Another push across from Nunez. That's going to be a big dig from the hands of Wood. Now Snyder able to force it. It's over to Eggleton. Battle at the net. Dunk tip down and in. as Kendall James able to get it in time. And the Blue Devils cut it back to a 6-point game. Again, 1 timeout remaining for Lawrence Tech. 2 remaining for IT. And the chance of sign out coming to our left at the Indiana Tech bench. Here Snyder just going to have to volley it all the way in the back. Tip inside from James. Now another tip from Alway. Gets over to Temple. Now finds Nunez. That's deflected off the hands of Boner. And the lead back to 5, 21-16. And so the Blue Devils certainly on a surge, and you have to think Indiana Tech wants to stop and think it over, and they will do just that. 21-16 our score here in set number 4 is, again, we broke down some of the numbers for you. Currently Tech still leading in kills, trailing in attack errors by 1, but 9 total attacks more than Lawrence Tech, 159-150 so far. And they've done a better job of just passing the ball, 52-41. But it's been the service errors that have come back to haunt them a little bit. 8-3 as it stands right now. Both teams even in digs, 75 all. Take a look at some individual leaders at the moment. Again, right now it is still Maria Trevino Nunez. She has 18 kills on 59 total attacks, but Sydney Eggleton doing a great job of trying to light it up a little bit more here in this one, 12 for 33. And not too far behind the freshman, Kendall James, 6 for 19. And Nicole Hughes, 5 for 9 for Lawrence Tech. Meanwhile, for IT, Lawrence Snyder leading the way, 16 for 50 and 2 errors. Lauren Paskett, 10 for 36 tonight. Hannah Tyke, 9 for 20 with 4 errors. Jacqueline Alway, 7 for 17, 2 errors on the board for her. Amelia Schultz, 6 and 19 tonight with 4 errors. And JC Strasma, currently 4 for 12 with 3 errors on the board. 5-point game. Tech trying to force a 5th here. Chance again upcoming to Nunez. That's blocked in time from Schultz. As Schultz able to answer the call once more. And the lead back to 6, 22-16. It feels a lot closer than a 6-point game. If you have been watching us here all night tonight. And just really continues to go back and forth. We go. Here's another swing. This one broke it up. Paska able to get it in time. And it's 23-16 here in the 4th. And so the Warriors just needs 2 off the hands of Paige Redder. Redder across. A little bit of collision between Eggleton and Peters. Now another chance for IT to reset. This time it goes to Paska. That's going to go out of play. And it's a set point opportunity again for IT and their largest lead tonight as Lawrence Tech will take a timeout. So we will be going 5 if Tech can find a way to close it out. And Tech still with only 1 timeout remaining here in this one, and what has certainly been a back and forth effort here between these two teams, and a great one to really kickstart the postseason and hopefully continue the run for IT. As the winner is going to get Cornerstone. On Friday in Grand Rapids. And Tech and both teams have defeated Cornerstone this season too. And if it is Aquinas in the final, and Aquinas wins the final, one of these two teams will still go to the national tournament as being the runner-up. So something to consider too. A lot more than just going to the semifinals at stake, potentially maybe even 1 game away from nationals. Here's a swing across from Alway. Alway, now another push in time, goes to Nunez. Nunez still keeps it afloat. Now they go to Schultz on the return in the opposite direction. Here's Eggleton. Big swing up. Wood goes into the stance and saves it. Still somehow keeps it alive, my goodness. Tip again from James, and she scores. But Emmeline Wood just chasing into the stands. You heard her big thud, but thankfully it looks like she's all right. We're looking to see if there's any blood, but nothing, no teeth loss, so looks like Wood is all right. She's kind of grazed her chin a little bit, but still good to go. Set point number 2 upcoming. It's down. Pasca trying to continue to keep it afloat, but won't do it. Block tip from Schultz. And that is how we go to a 5th. And so just like that, we're going to set number 5. Winner moves on. Loser, season's probably going to be done here. Be back in a moment. This is Indiana Tech Volleyball on the Indiana Tech Digital Network.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
You have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a warrior. Go Warriors.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Well, we're coming to 5 sets here for the second time this season. And it was against Lawrence Tech the last time that they went 5. Tech won this one, by the way, 3-2. Now, keep in mind, this is the second time this season, or third time overall this season, that Indiana Tech as a whole has gone to 5 sets. They lost the first one back on August 22nd and 5 against Cumberland's. The team still receiving some votes in the top 25 in the season opener. But now it's going to be the season relying on a 5-set game. So will it be in the hands of the Blue Devils, or will the Warriors find a way to finish the job here? Here's Nunez. Gets it up, tipped down to Alway. Gonna have to go back row to Eggleton. And they go to Nunez. Free ball chance upcoming. They set it up and go to Snyder. Snyder on the tip. Snyder dunk tipped. A nice save in the back row again from Matling. Now another chance for Snyder. Gets this crossed over and out of play. As Lawrence Tech gets the quick point, and of course, as you know, it goes only to 15 here. So a lot more on the line here in this tiebreaker set. And what has certainly been a fun one here tonight at the Schaefer Center. Perkins gets this one over. Now Snyder on the swing, gets it off the hands of Perkins. And we're even at 1 here in the 5th, and now you can feel the intensity just continuing to mount here at the Schaefer Center. You got the men's soccer champions here tonight. Student sections continuing to get behind their team, but a good contingent of Lawrence Tech fans also in attendance here as well. Push across to Nunez. This one's tip still saved live, but it's not going to matter. It's a quad hit. And Lawrence Tech strikes right back, makes it 2-1. Charlie Kent now ready to serve. So Kent again on the back row. Klitz gets this one right up the middle to Matlick. Now they pitch it over to Snyder. Able to get the deflection. Nice save from Eggleton. And a nice crossover coming in from Peters. Now another push across. This one, Schultz blocked at the net. This time at the hands of Kendall James. Another swing in time. Snyder able to try to get it up and over. Snyder down low yet again once more. Here's Peters. Peters now off the tip. Gets it up and across. And pivoted it away from Matlick. 2-1. Swing. Light tip. Double nearly called. They say play on. Great save from Schultz. Now another push for Nunez. And she gets it. Maria Trevino Nunez able to get the point. After a long rally, but back on IT side, or Lawrence Tech side, and it's a 3-1 game. Winner moves on. Loser, you might left to look at reflecting to see what could have been. And a deflection off the hands of Snyder. 4-1 Blue Devils. And they're trying to play spoiler yet again as Coach Matt Fishman will stop to take a timeout. And so just like that, Lawrence Tech coming out early here, 4-1, thanks to their leader in number 10 in Maria Trevino Nunez. She's currently leading the way for the Blue Devils here tonight. 20 kills on the evening. And meanwhile, for Indiana Tech, the leaders look like this. It's Lauren Pasca on top with 17 kills. Actually, I take that back. It's Lauren Snyder with 17 kills on the night so far. Lauren Pasca with 12. Hannah Tyke with 9 on the board for IT. Meanwhile, for Lawrence Tech again, Nunez with 20 kills on 65 total attacks. Eggleton 12 for 35 tonight. As Crystal James also getting some late points too. So 4-1 our score. And the Blue Devils with a 3-point advantage here in this ultimate tiebreaker. This one goes across now to Clint. Clint again gets this up top. Finds Snyder. Snyder picked away. Now battle at the net. Snyder able to get the push. And a free chance up coming off the hands of Clint. They go back again to Snyder. Able to get it up and over. As Lawrence Snyder able to get the jump in time, and the lead trimmed to 2. 4-2 our score here in the 5th. Paige Redder now ready to bring it over. Redder across. Back row again. Gets this over to Nunez. Able to swing and get it in time. As Maria Trevino Nunez, her 21st kill of the night so far. And now ready to bring it back and serve again one more time. Nunez does it again. This one deflected back over to Schultz. Schultz collides And a deflection again in the back row off the hands of Lauren Peters. And so Indiana Tech now trying to combat back on their own end. They trailed by 2. And Emmeline Wood, the Fort Wayne native, gets it across and connects now with Peters. Block tip again in time for Snyder. Snyder, does she win the battle? At least extends it for the moment. Eggleton able to swing down and in. As Sydney Eggleton, the Southfield native, able to get it down in time. Substitution coming in, number 26, Peyton Meline. And now they're looking to see if this could be challengeable or not. I don't think it is. That's going to be a debate with it. And it's a 3-point affair. 6-3 to Mallon. Gets this across to Schultz. Back row over to Clint. Clint again. Gets it now tipped over in the inside. They got to hurry and get back there if they can. Now a chance again for Pasca. Tipped over. Nice save in the meantime from Temple. Temple again down in front. They go to Tyke for the tip. Tyke answers the call. As Hannah Tyke gets her 10th kill tonight and able to get the jump tip and in motion. So 6-4 our score. Both teams have traded sets here in this one tonight. But Tech needing one more burst of energy. That's into the net. Solly gets this into the net and lead back to 3. And it's Drew Temple, the Worthington, Ohio native, ready to bring it across. This one broke it up. Chance again for Pasca. Back row again, gets it back over to Peters. A nice tip again from Tyke. And the Warriors still continuing to battle through here in what has been a wild and wacky one to be stated. 7-5. Here's Boner. Back again. This one swung on in time for Nia Matley. As Matley able to get in on the kill, and now the teams will switch sides. And Lawrence Tech over the halfway point. And so the Warriors going to have to dig a little bit deeper here. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils trying to go back to the semifinals in back-to-back years as kind of the upset team to keep an eye out for. Eight 5. Eggleton gets it across over to Wood. They go back to Snyder for the tip and got it. So it looked like it nearly got off the foot of Nunez. But Snyder able to answer back and get the point immediately. And Hannah Tyke now ready to bring it across. 8-6. Tyke. That's going to be deflected and an ace. Deflected off the hands of Nunez. 1 point game. Tyke gets a chance, goes to Eggleton, gets the pivot off the hand, and back on the board for the Blue Devils, 9-7. And it's going to be up to number 14, Caden Perkins, now ready to bring it over. And you can feel the anxious energy continuing to mount here at the Schaefer Center. As a rotated ball just flies on the court for a moment. It goes over to Perkins, short serve, deflected, and the Blue Devils up by 3. Going to be up to Perkins again. Front line in motion for Lawrence Tech. And a nice dunk tip from Elway. Now answers back on her own. And the lead back down to 2. Amelia Schultz coming back in. Also number 10 and Kristen Matlick coming in as well. There is no margin. You have to complete it. No margin for error left here in this one. Nunez. Down. Got it. Nunez does it again with 22 kills on the night. And the Blue Devils now 4 away from playing spoiler. And Indiana Tech will stop to take a timeout. That's their second. We'll stay right here with you. Well, again, the winner of this is going to get Cornerstone. And the winner of that game is, if should Aquinas go to the final, and should Aquinas win and go to the final, or actually win and go to the final, even if they were to lose, the tournament champion or the tournament runner-up would get that automatic bid. So all of a sudden, you know that not only this game's important, but also potentially the next one, if you have a chance to play a next one. As the nervous energy just continuing to mount, Lawrence Tech up 3. Tech down. Tech going to have to try to find a way back here. On the floor right now, it's Snyder, Schultz, Alway, Matlick, and Wood, and Boner. On the floor for Lawrence Tech, it's Eggleton, Peters, Nunez, James, and Clint. And Temple. Clint gets it across. Chance again, swung on from Alway. Tries to connect in the middle traffic, can't get it to go. They go back to Nunez, dug up to Wood, and right back up the middle. You got to think they may go for her. They go for James. Kendall James, the Frankfort, Illinois native, gets it up and in. And it's a 4-point game with 3 to go. Clint gets it across and out of play. So a quick side out will give the Warriors a chance to reset. But they're down 3. And cannot afford to give anything else up. Here's Paige Rudder. Lawrence Tech still with 2 timeouts remaining. Rudder gets it up the middle. Goes back over to James. Now another swing chance. Down up front. Alway gets it to go. Jacqueline Alway able to get the big swing. And Lawrence Tech will take a timeout. We'll take it with them. 12-10. Moving on to the next round is on the line.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile.
12-10 our score. Lawrence Tech 3 points away from completing yet another opening round upset. Indiana Tech trying to prevent that. Nunez swings. That's tipped by Rudder. Now they go for another chance. It's off to Snyder. That goes out. No tip. And 13-10 the advantage. And so the Warriors again going to try to make it loud, and it's going to be up to their star player. Or actually, they're going to go to the line judge real quick to try to make sure that the point is actually back for Lawrence Tech, because if it's not, We'll have to wait and see what happens because the play is going to be challenged. But if they were able to find the tip, that changes things dramatically, quite simply. Instead of 13-10, you're looking at 12-11. As it's just crazy, you know, how 2 points can just completely separate, reflecting on maybe what your season could have been versus knowing you've got one more game to play. And again, the field of 64, both teams outside of the top 25. Of course, we can't confirm that the seasons would be officially over. Have to wait for the selection show, but you would have to think, though, if there are some upsets and spoilers to be played all across the NAIA, you would have to think that if you're a team that's on the bubble and looking to see if you still have a chance in one way or another, you are feeling a little more nervous here tonight. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But again, it's a 5-point game, 13-10. They're challenging the play. Looks like they're zooming in to see if there maybe was a deflection. So we can kind of like peek over a little bit just to see if there may have been a tip off the hand, because if there is, then that changes things dramatically. If it doesn't, it's going to have to be a dramatic way to finish this match off to come back if you're IT. And again, for seniors, you know, one way or another, losing in a close fashion like this is not the way that they want it to go. And it looks like they're going to rule it back as they're speaking down at the table, waiting to get the official scoring. It's a Tech point! It's a Tech point! They got it off the tip! Tech wins the challenge. Oh my goodness. It's off the tip on the replay. Coach Gustavo Hedrick not happy with it. And now the debate coming with Drew Temple. So not even a challenge, but also just a review to make sure that they got everything correct. And just like that, it's 12-11 IT, now within one, which is a lot better spot to be than within three. And now are they going to reverse it back the other way? As they're trying to get the scoring corrected, student section going nuts. So after the delay here, all of a sudden this point means a little bit more if you're an Indiana Tech fan. And it's going to be up to Paige Redder right now, the Grand Haven, Michigan native. Now they're trying to confirm the rotations are good and the scoring is accurate. So we're now at about a 3-minute delay here. So they're trying to get the book corrected. And make sure that the rotations are correct as well. And some fans continuing to be a little restless. Now we're ready to go. Here's Paige Rudder. This one skirted across. Nunez swings, dug up to Rudder. Now another chance, gets it over down to Pasca. That's going to bobble down as Eggleton able to reset. Now they go to Schultz. Brought up to Clint. Swing down, Alloway! Jacqueline Alloway does it again! Timeout, Lawrence Tech! Able to get the swing and the deflection, and we are even at 12. My goodness. Well, with Lawrence Tech taking the timeout again, winner's going to have Cornerstone Friday. We know that. But the question is, how much of a spoiler could this play? And if you are either one of these two teams, you'll want to root for Aquinas to win their semifinal potentially. So you have a chance and pretty much clinch to go to the national tournament at this point. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes coming up on Friday and Saturday. But what a flair for the dramatic finish we have here that could be in store. Either it'll be jubilation or just straight agony. It's going to be jubilation or agony one way or another. Just depends how much of it you'll see come to light here. Here we go. Paige Redder now to bring it across. Redder gets this one up and over. They go back again and got it. It's Kendall James on the big swing. And the Blue Devils now with the advantage. And here comes Nunez. Nunez gets it up. Chance again, broke it over to Pasca. Gets it off the tip and in. Lauren Pasca does it again. And we're even at 13. It just takes two. Here's Emmeline Wood. Getting it up the middle. Eggleton dug up again by Wood. Wood again gets it across. Pasca pinballed up front. Still kept live. They go to Schultz. Match point. Winner moves on. Wait, hang on a second. Are they going to rule the point back over? They are going to rule it on a challenge again. Oh, my goodness. The only thing that we could think of maybe, let's go ahead and take a look at that again. And we'll slow it down just to show you. So that one up the middle. And then you see it set up for Schultz. It could potentially maybe be an over the net. If that is maybe what they're looking at. Again, we can't confirm that one way or another. But now we'll look to see again one more time on that push. We'll show it to you again one more time too. So we'll slow it down. And again, you can see. They stay with it. Match point. Winner keeps on playing. Wood gets it up. Chance again for Nunez. That's off the deflection. This one, they've got a chance. Tyke finishes it! And the Indiana Tech Warriors storm all the way back. Wait, hang on. They're going to rule a challenge. Are you? Oh, my goodness. A challenge to decide the final? Oh, my goodness. Let's look at that again one more time. Again, maybe the same situation. Let's slow it down, show it to you again one more time. We were able to get the pivot over to Tyke. Not even a run-up. She didn't look close to the net. The one thing maybe could be a double deflection. It could be something else. Right now, if this stands, Indiana Tech moves on. If this goes back to Lawrence Tech, then we're going to extra points. And what a fitting way that would be. But the Warriors certainly hoping that this is going to stay on their side. And oh my goodness. It looks like it's going to stay. Does it stay? It's over! And the Indiana Tech Warriors come all the way back in an absolute thriller here at the Schaefer Center. And they snatch victory, being down 3 late in the 5th. What a finish. So Tech is moving on in the WHAC quarterfinals. Lawrence Tech, likely the end of the road for them. And the absolute heartbreak for seniors and leaders. But it has been all about the Warriors that have found a way to snatch victory from the hands of defeat. And you certainly have to feel, if you're Lawrence Tech, a gut-wrenching way to finish the season. But if you're Indiana Tech, you keep on clapping, you keep on cheering. And I think it's obvious to say our player of the game, the player who came up in the big-time situations, is Hannah Tyke. Tyke finishing on the night tonight. A final line of 12 for 23, 4 errors, and 5 aces for number 7. So Hannah Tyke is your player of the game. The Warriors somehow, some way, find a way to win this incredible match here to finish out the slate here at the Schaefer Center. And with that, we say thank you for watching all season long Indiana Tech Volleyball. Reminder, we'll be right back here with you coming up on Saturday. We have basketball for you. USF coming to town. And really just right across town, we should say. Should be a fun one with the Crossroads and WHAC going in at it once again. But it's Indiana Tech with an unbelievable comeback and a reversal of fortune. But the Warriors find a way yet again in 5. And they've got a date on Friday in Grand Rapids. For all of us here at Indiana Tech Athletics, for Jake Kaplan and Joe Northern saying so long. The Warriors moving on in the most unlikely of fashions. So long.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical.